Hey, this is James Pelton, and just filming a video today. I'm going to talk about one last DAO called Klima DAO, and was looking at the market just this morning, and pretty much everything is up. So we had kind of Friday with the new COVID variant. I'm not going to get into any politics here, but everything was down kind of over the weekend, and now everything is green today. So if you've been waiting to get in on stuff, I would recommend that well, it's not financial advice, so I would not recommend. But I'm going to, if I was waiting to pull the trigger on anything, today would be the day that I would do it, just because everything kind of crashed and now everything's back on the way up. And if you wait too long, things will be back to where they were. And I think they'll continue to go up. Of course, the Bitcoin price is always what you can kind of look at to see what everything else is going to do. Everything else just kind of follows Bitcoin. So all-time high is around 66K, I think. We were down to 54K. We're back up to 58K. So I think things are going to probably continue. I mean, everything's always up and down, but things are going to continue to go up. So I've talked this in the last few days about Olympus DAO and also the TIME Wonderland DAO. And I want to talk about one last DAO. There's so many forks of Olympus, and a lot of them are falling apart. So I had $500 in Zeus, which I think the price today, if I saw right, Zeus, it's down 43%. So I think I bought just $500. So I knew that Zeus was a long shot, but I bought in at 1,600, I think, and it's down now to 145 or 132. So Zeus falling apart. Okay. Spartacus is another DAO that I was kind of on the edge about. I think I put $500. I put $750 into them. I had heard of their team before, and so I felt a little better about them, but they're actually way up. So those are kind of, there's a lot of forks of Ohm, but the three that I'm pretty big on are Olympus, is where I'm putting most of my portfolio into, TIME Wonderland, and then this third one that I want to talk about today is the Klima DAO. And the reason I wanted to do Klima DAO is just because it's a little bit interesting what they're doing. It's not just a finance thing, but they're actually looking to help with the environment. Okay, and again, I don't want to get political. I like the environment. I'm not like super big into helping with carbon emission or anything like that. But basically, if you read through what they're trying to do, there's a certain number of carbon credits that are given out to companies each year. And basically, if you keep your company under emitting a certain amount of carbon, then the government will pay you for the extra carbon that you didn't use. And if you use too much carbon, then you have to pay companies that didn't use very much to use their carbon credits. So basically, there's already this currency out there as what are carbon credits. You can read more about that if you want to. I'm not an expert by any means. But Klima's goal is that the problem with these carbon credits is that they're not valuable enough. So companies would prefer to make a lot of money and then just pay the carbon credits, because the ratio of how much they make to what the carbon credits cost is not worth it for most companies. So if I understand Klima right, one of their goals is to make these carbon credits kind of their own currency and get the whole market involved in purchasing these. And really the point is to raise the price of these carbon emissions so that it becomes more expensive to use a lot of carbon. So I think it's kind of a neat idea. Like if you're concerned about carbon being overused in the world, then investing in something like Klima is a good idea. So anyway, so that's why I mostly invested in them, is because they're an Olympus fork. So they're the same as Olympus, where they have a treasury. You can see their treasury. Each Klima token has in backing a ton of CO2 emissions, and that's a carbon credit. Okay, so they didn't like bottle up carbon emissions, I don't believe. I think it's a carbon credit is what they have in their treasury. So it's in a fork of Olympus, but it's kind of got a unique spin on it, and I think it's something that people will be interested in. Their current APY is 40,878. And just so you kind of know where I'm at with them, I put in $1,000 and I can't quite remember what price I put it in at. It's about where it is now. So I've made maybe in the last 2 weeks, maybe $250 on Klima. So it's not been as good as Olympus, but I don't have as much invested with them. Any drop in the price, their price has stayed pretty relatively. Its high was 2,600, so I guess it's down a bit from there. But this APY, really keeps it. The price has to go down 40,000% in order for you, the APY, to not catch up with it. So I'm up $200, even though the price, I think I probably bought in about here. So it's probably gone down $400, but I've increased by more than that. So I'm up $200. So if this is a project that you think looks interesting and you'd like to get involved, I want to just quickly run through how you can invest, how you can purchase these Klima tokens. So we always go to CoinMarketCap, and you can't go buy Klima on Binance. So we look and see where can you get it. And one thing to note is Klima is on the Polygon network. So I don't believe that's one that we've ever used before. But that's where it's at. It's on the Polygon network. So it won't have the expensive fees that Olympus does. And by the way, I've mentioned to some of you, I'm going to do a video, and I might do it later today, not publish it super wide, but there is a way to get into the Olympus on the Avalanche network. So they have something called a wrapped staked ohm, and I'll talk about that in another video. But for those of you who want to put $1,000 or $2,000 into Olympus but don't want to pay the Ethereum fees, there is a way to do that, and I'll make another video about that. But for Olympus, it's on the Polygon network, so fees are going to be very cheap. And so we go here to see, okay, what are we going to need to do to get Klima? And we're gonna have to use Sushi Swap. So it is available on Hotbit, but you see the volume is so low that I'm not super confident we'd be able to do this USDT for Klima. You could go try this. You could Hotbit's pretty much the same as Kucoin. So you could go try sending some USDT to Hotbit and then trying to swap for Klima. But again, with that low volume, you might have to raise your slippage quite a bit. So you might end up paying, they already have the price listed a lot higher than Sushi Swap, and you might actually have to pay more than that because the volume is so low here. So I would recommend just using Sushi Swap. So Sushi Swap is a little different than KuCoin. It's not somewhere where you send your funds and then withdraw them. It's just something that swaps something for something else. And just because I've used Polygon enough, I know that on KuCoin you cannot withdraw USDC to the Polygon network. So let me just show you how you would get these Klima tokens and then how you'd get them staked. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Binance or wherever you buy your main funds, and we're going to go ahead and buy USDT, which is Tether, and that's pretty much, when in doubt, tether it out, okay? I don't believe, they don't sell Polygon or anything like that on Binance. If you're using crypto.com, I think they might sell. Polygon's native token is called MATIC, MATIC. So I believe crypto.com, if you use that instead, can just sell you MATIC, and then you could withdraw that. But our goal first is going to be to get some MATIC, okay? Polygon's main token. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy USDT Tether on Binance. We'll say you want $1,000 like I did. You go ahead and buy this on Binance like we've done 1,000 times. You go to your wallet and you're going to withdraw it to KuCoin. So pretty much Binance and KuCoin are my two that I'm going to use all the time. Okay, so you go to KuCoin and we're going to deposit USDT in KuCoin, and it's going to give me a wallet address to deposit to. So you make sure you pick the right coin because you can only deposit that coin to it. So again, you go here, you go to your Tether, you withdraw your Tether from Binance, and again, it's going to send you some verifications. I can't do this because I don't have enough for the fees, but we've done this in a lot of other videos. So if you have questions how to do that, go look at some other videos. But then you wait here for your Tether to deposit into your account. Then don't forget you have to transfer it over to your trading account. Remember, KuCoin has your main account, which is where you deposit and withdraw. Then it has a trading account, which is where you do your swapping. So you transfer from your main account to your, and it's confusing too, you click transfer on the trading account, but you're transferring from the main account to the trading account, all your Tether, okay, USDT. And that what we want to do is then we're going to trade, we're going to trade our USDT Tether for MATIC. So for Polygon, which is the coin of the Polygon network. Okay, so MATIC, I'm going to type it up here and trade it for USDT right there. You can see MATIC's way up today, which is good if you're a MATIC holder. But we want to buy MATIC, so if I had money in here, remember, don't do a limit order. You want to go to market and just get the best market price unless you're looking for a specific price. Go ahead and buy your MATIC. Again, this will take just a couple minutes. Then you're going to want to transfer it back to your main account. So you click transfer under main account, and you're going to want to go to MATIC and transfer all your MATIC from your trading account back to your main account. So there's a few more steps involved in getting Klima than there is with some of the other ones. But then we want to withdraw our MATIC. So you just withdraw MATIC, and then it says, hey, if you send it to the wrong address, it's going to be gone forever. So don't let that scare you. But then what we want to do is we want to send it to our Metamask. Okay, so you go up here to your Metamask and copy that address. And then you want to make sure you're sending it on the MATIC network. Okay, it's not a disaster if you send it on the Ethereum network, but you're going to have to bridge it over to MATIC, to Polygon, and that's going to cost you the F fees. So withdraw it to your MATIC, and it's the same address. Remember, some people get confused and they think, okay, my Avalanche address is different than my Polygon address, which is different than my Ethereum address, which is different from my Binance address. And no, they're all the same. So it doesn't matter what you're switching to on here. This, all MetaMask does is show you what's in there, but your address is the same for all of them. So withdraw to your MetaMask account, MATIC, send however much you have, and there's going to be a 1 MATIC fee, which is not that bad. I think MATIC said $1.75, so it's $1.75 to withdraw. Then you do that, and it takes about 5 or 6 to 10 minutes for then to hit your MetaMask accounts. But you can go in here and make sure that you're on Polygon. And if you don't, let's see, Polygon, if you don't know where the Polygon network is, but yeah, I just Googled add Polygon to MetaMask, but you want to get these addresses here. If you want to see it in MetaMask, MetaMask is really just you seeing things, so it's not super important. But if you want to see it, you can see I already have it added, but you can add your own network, and then it's just going to be these details. So Polygon, the name doesn't really matter, but for you to know, it's Polygon. That's the RPC, that's the chain ID, and then their token is MATIC. Okay. Then once you add it, it'll show up in here. And then you just wait for a little bit on assets, and eventually your MATIC will show up in here, okay? So that's how you get your MATIC, and then you should have equivalent to however much you put into USDT in MATIC here. Okay, so then we go back, and we're gonna go to Sushi Swap, which can't remember if we've used that before, but Sushi Swap is one of the biggest, swap. There's Sushi Swap, and there's Pancake Swap, and Uniswap, but Sushi Swap's one of the biggest. And make sure you go up here and make sure you're on the Polygon network, MATIC network, so you can trade on all these different networks, but we're going to swap on MATIC. And if you remember here, it says you can trade BCT for Klima or USDC for Klima. But what's nice on Sushi Swap is they'll do all the swaps for you. So I know that if I wanted to, I could trade MATIC for USDC and then USDC for Klima, but they're smart enough to just do the MATIC to USDC automatically and then the USDC to Klima. So you can just go swap from MATIC and swap to Klima. Okay, Klima. And if you don't see Klima in there, if you don't see Klima in there as a token, some of the smaller tokens don't show up in here. So then you have to go to manage token list. And usually if you just turn on some of these other, I think I turned on CoinGecko and Klima was in there. But worst case scenario, you can add the token manually here. And usually, so Klima DAO is the one that I'm adding, right? And if you go into the app, usually in the app somewhere, it will show you the address of Klima, of the token. So for here, if you go down to info, it'll show you, here's the address for Klima token. Okay, and then this is staked Klima, wrapped staked Klima. But just if you copy Klima and then you go into Sushi Swap, you can paste it in there. And I already have it in there because of that CoinGecko list, but you can add it in there if you're not able to find it. So then basically you want to send all your MATIC over to Klima, but remember there's going to be some fees. So I would be somewhere between 0.3 and 0.8 is about probably what your fees are going to be. But it's better say a MATIC is only worth $1, so maybe just keep one where it is, and then swap the rest to Klima. Okay, and one Klima equals 717 MATIC. So you go ahead and swap that and give it a couple minutes, and then in your MetaMask, your Klima will show up here. And again, if you don't see your token, you might have to add it, which is just that, and it'll find the token for you. I just pasted that address that I found in Klima again there. So wait a few minutes, and then Klima will show up in your MetaMask. Then you go over to the Klima DAO, and you go to app. You're gonna have to connect your wallet, and make sure that you will have to switch over to the Polygon network there. Then you're gonna have to approve Klima to use your wallet, and that's gonna cost probably 0.1 Polygon or so, 0.1 MATIC. Then it's going to say amount to stake. So it's going to take you want to make sure you stake, because remember, that's where you're getting the 31,000 APY. All right, right now it's 40,000 APY. What did it say lower on their website? I thought it did. Okay, no, it's updated. Maybe that is what it was earlier when I was looking at it, but that seems even higher than I thought it was. So 40,883 is the APY right now. So it's getting you 0.55 every 8 hours. So you're getting over 1.5% a day right now of Klima. So you want to make sure you stake it. There's no point in having unstaked Klima sitting in your wallet. The power is in the staking itself. Okay, so go ahead and click max. Again, don't leave any Klima in your wallet. Make it all staked, and then go ahead and stake it. And again, that'll cost about 0.1 MATIC, but then you will be in there, and you'll start the next rebase, which is in 5 hours. You'll get that 0.55. So over 5 days, that's 8.59. So a pretty good return, pretty interesting project. So it's different than all the others. Again, there's 1,000 Olympus forks, but this one is unique, which is something I like about it. It has a mission behind it. If you're in conflict because you think, oh, crypto's not good for the environment, this is a way to kind of help counteract that. So go ahead and check it out. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you need help, if you have things you want to see videos on, go ahead and let me know. I'm open for trying anything out for the most part, except for no more DAOs. I'm kind of over the DAOs. There's a couple more that I might try, but they all seem the same. Unless there's something super unique about it, I'm probably not going to do very many more DAOs. Okay, but yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. Please like and share this video. If you have people that you think would benefit from getting started with crypto, let them know. But thank you so much.